you know, there's this romanticized version of the 60s, and then there's actually what happened. And what happened's a lot more interesting than the romanticized version, you know?
Yeah, it's pretty ugly.
Yeah, yeah. And also, yeah, I mean, like Jane Fonda's birthday party on July 4th, the 4th of July, 1965, is really kind of the meeting of old Hollywood, you know, Henry Fonda, all those old people, you know, Elia Kazan, you know, all that kind of Frank Sinatra generation meeting with, you know, the new Hollywood, you know, which is, I don't think they knew it at that moment, but, you know, the Byrds played and, you know. So I've been listening to a lot of hippie music, you know, which is really kind of, and which I hated, you know, I've always like hated, but now it's kind of like, you know. It's better than listening to the radio with Led Zeppelin playing every 2 seconds, you know.
Amen.
I think I have a question.
Sure.
Just wondering, because I know it took quite a while. There's a lot of interviews and excerpts from his books and stuff. How long did this book take you to get together?
4 or 5 years? About 4 years. Yeah, 4 years.
I came across it one day, just randomly, at a bookstore, and it just caught my eye. I never knew anything else. I just knew it was a book. I was just wondering how long it took.
Right.
But
Well, Legs had some interviews from back in the day from Punk Magazine, but I think from the starting with, he had done it a year before I jumped on. So I think it was 4 years for you, 3 years for me.
yeah, but I hadn't done that many, because I look at my day books. I mean, we were doing interviews around the clock. I mean, like every day, you know, like 4 or 5 hour interviews. You know, we had 2 full-time transcribers, you know, during the day, and 1 came in at night. So we actually had 3. Dawn was there late, you know.
What are you guys listening to right now, and what medium?
What medium?
Yeah, is it digital? Yeah, is it record?
Paul Revere and the Raiders on vinyl.
Fair.
Kicks keep getting harder to find.
I met Paul Williams recently, and I really liked him, so I've kind of been revisiting Carpenters.
We're really stuck in that,
And
like, this shit music. which is-
Knowing he did that song, I've gotten a little into Daft Punk.
You have?
Well, he wrote a
This
song
she's admitting it now.
Grammy.
I know. Last year he got a
Yeah.
Grammy, which is why we couldn't interview him, because he had to go get his Grammy.
Yeah, we're going to interview him.
No.
He's a very nice person.
Sure.
Interview in person or interview on the phone?
It depends on the person. If it's someone who's critical, you know, like when we did Iggy for Please Kill Me, we had done everyone around him. You know, we knew every, you know, plus getting Kathy Ashton, you know, who was kind of the bridge between the MC5 and the Stooges early on, you know, and later, you know, she was going out with Fred Smith when Patti Smith came and stole him away from her. So we knew, so when Iggy came in, and Iggy's great, and Iggy's a really smart guy. I mean, Iggy's just wonderful, as we were talking earlier on the, you know, Iggy. So when he came in, we only needed him for like an hour or so, you know, because we said, like, okay, you go see the Doors at the Yost Fieldhouse at the University of Michigan. Ronnie and Scotty don't have their student IDs because they're not going there, but you do. You show the guy you're a student ID, you pay, you walk in the door, take it from there. And he just picked it up and ran, you know. So we did stuff like that with Iggy, which was, so you want to get the person in person for
I'd say
real,
as
much as possible.
95%, 90% we did in person.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A lot of this, we're getting interviews from a lot of different sources, and I'm doing a lot of phoners too. Billy James, we just did on the phone. You know.
Does anyone ever has anyone ever come back to you from parts of that book and say like, oh gosh, like why did you put that in there, or, you know, like give you a hard time about anything that's been in the book?
Not really, because no one. We did this in the early '90s, and punk. No one gave a shit about punk, you know. And Patti, you know, it was funny because the Sex Pistols got back together. Patti Smith got, you know, everybody suddenly, you know, by 96, 97, of course the Ramones retired in 96. Dumbest move of their career. But the Ramones always, you know, never mind. But what was I saying?
Anyone regret what they said? In the
No, because people were,
Shockingly, no.
yeah.
I mean, that's a good thing, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.